Hello, interweb. My headphones, that sounds like a robot with echoes. Hello, My name is John, with no H ever. In every single universe, my name is John with with no H. I have a little script. It's on the right here, so if I look, it's just reminding me of what I need to, like the points I need to get to. Also, before I figured this out, I was gonna hold something like this. I was gonna talk like this. Ready? Hello, interweb. This isn't a mic, as you can tell. It's a portable charger. I think I like this better because it sounds more professional, and it has that little thing that, you know, like ASMR. Let me stop. Okay, getting to what is my thing though. I had and still have no idea how to approach doing this video. I outlined my goals and art direction in a Google Doc, which felt good. I felt like important, and I felt like I was actually putting time into, which I am putting time into this, but I felt like I was important. I was doing something that would make my creativity blow up. At the same time though, it kind of boils down to me having no idea where to place the things I like to do and the things I like, if that makes sense. I'm scrolling. I'm in college currently and still deciding on a major, which is a process that I can say prompt to this video, hopefully like the others that I continue to make. But college has a way of making you feel like you always have to be doing something, or you have to have something that you do. You know, that when someone asks, like, what do? You can be like, oh, I do underwater basket weaving, or I'm this or that, and it's an answer that you have to have. And I feel like I don't have that answer, and I think that comes from me having a lot of different hobbies and not knowing where to place them, and not in like a jack of all trades like Childish Gambino way, which I would love. But it's more of a master of none. I feel like I have nowhere to place my hobbies and my skills and my talents in a structured societal, with quotes, societal way, like they push us to do in college. For example, if university offered a master of none degree, I'd have no problem feeling like I was making progress. College has no master of none degree. I guess you could say like interdisciplinary studies. I don't think that's gonna fly. Okay, water break. Listen to me drink this water. That sound was crazy. College has no master of none degree. I think this, I think this has the possibility to be a classic rom-com. You meet me, you're just fascinated and flabbergasted by my unique outlook on life, and we fall in love. That could be a thing. It could. I'll get into like more of what I think about like what I'm doing right now and how this applies to me creatively throughout the video. But resisting the urge to say, today I want to talk about a phenomena that I'm sure we've all been clocking. Probably, or most likely, nomenclature out there that describes it well, but I've dubbed it roll title card. Let's go. Okay. And then it says eye recognition. It's a different day now. I am sitting outside at the park because for like the first time in forever, it's 70 degrees, and it reminds me of weather back home. Just to get out ahead of it, I'm not condemning or crucifying anyone who does use what I'm calling lowercase capitalization. I think the only reason why I'm really saying that is because from an outside perspective, I don't use lowercase capitalization. And if you ask me why, I couldn't pinpoint the exact reason. I don't, but I can give you reasons to explain why I've stuck to capitalizing the first letter of my sentences. And those reasons may be wrong or right. Who knows? I mean, I guess technically I know, but who knows? I have a childhood friend who went to the same school as me since first grade, learned from the same curriculum, including our grammar curriculum, a series of books called Shirley Grammar. I don't remember exactly what exercises were in the books, but I do know that they taught me that when beginning a sentence, capitalize the first letter. And yet, we grow up, become teenagers, we're in high school, and I text him one day, and he comes out of the blue with lowercase letters on every message. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just kind of surprised me, because I was like, where's your loyalty to Shirley? Maybe I just want to be different than him, and by extension, the millions of people who use lowercase capitalization on a daily basis. But maybe I'm saying this in a factual, honest way, not a passive-aggressive one, because I think maybe I just don't feel like going out of my way to change the way I type when I've gotten so used to typing with capital letters. Since it's now so widespread, I think, yeah, that's pleasing to the eye, but is it so pleasing that I'm willing to change the way I do something? That's a question for you. I'm possibly keeping my capitals because I want to prove to myself that I won't change just because everyone else is doing the same. I'm positive that anyone who uses lowercase capitalization isn't thinking about it that hard. But for me, I'm letting the practice, or the abstain from the practice, represent something larger that extends beyond just downsizing the first letter of a sentence. And is that stupid? Yes, it is stupid. But it's a decision I made for myself, I feel like I'm defending, like I'm doing a debate. I'm defending myself in a debate. In spite of basically everything I've said prior to this, I do still use lowercase capitalization. Ironically, in the title of this video, my letterbox reviews, kill me, and my Spotify playlists. The wind is trying not to. I don't think there's a young person in our current cultural time period in America. I don't think I should be talking right now because the wind is going crazy. I'm gonna sing in the meantime. They come here alone and they leave into separate lives and so plainly untrue. If you'll be straight with me, hanging out. Okay, the wind has stopped. I just like singing that song. In spite of basically everything I said prior to this, I do still use lowercase capitalization. Ironically, in the title of this video, my letterbox reviews, and my Spotify playlists. To be completely honest, I don't think there's a young person in our current cultural time period in America that hasn't deactivated the little arrow on the left of the keyboard for any reason. Aesthetic, conforming, comedically, ironically, etc. And to pinpoint where the phenomenon came from would hypothetically require an extensive team and hours of research into the archives of the internet. But instead I'm going to go off my memory, which pinpoints Billie Eilish as the person to make lowercase capitalization common. But that's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in how it's made its way into YouTube culture. And personally, I feel like the most credit goes to Emma Chamberlain. And I've only started watching her and listening to Anything Goes since she started using lowercase capitalization, and I think when her dad took over her filming. And maybe I'm less of a fan because of that. If I had to attribute the rise of lowercase capitalization on YouTube to a single person, it would be Emma Chamberlain, not only because she started using it, but also because of the content of her videos. I want to say that Emma's videos for me gained a stronger air of authenticity once she started titling her videos with lowercase capitalization. But I can't really say that because I haven't watched her since she started uploading. After getting into her videos, I did go back and watch a few that were titled with all caps. This one, reading vlog 1, because at the time I liked reading. I still like reading, but at the time I was into reading, and seeing Emma Chamberlain into reading as well, it made me happy. Those videos, they had the same air of honesty that the videos titled in lowercase do. Maybe I'm just clocking the fact that there's been an upsurge of creators on YouTube that feel to me more authentic than the creators I've indulged in the past. I think greater YouTube has an air of monetization that the little corner of lowercase videos I've run into does not. These creators feel like they upload because they want to upload, and YouTube is merely the vehicle through which they choose to do so. Now that I'm thinking about it, the authenticity that I feel from a lot of the videos I've watched recently isn't idiosyncratic to the lowercase videos. There are still a lot of videos out there that are capitalized, funnily enough, and have that honest air to them. And I feel like I'm talking so much about these creators, and I think it's important to actually name some of those creators that I enjoy and give me this feeling, and examine why they give me this feeling. Thank you. I'm back. I'm home. I'm actually at the stadium of my old high school, which is a bit surreal, but it's cool in a really off-putting way. It's not hard to understand Emma Chamberlain's pull. You can put her videos on a tabletop while you make eggs and believe you're FaceTiming a friend. Attentive watchers of this video will realize I took a lot of inspiration from her dad's transitions in her travel videos. Even her candid style of filming has influenced how I filmed this video. Her videos are a controlled, calm look into someone else's life. As a newly vetted creator, Emma Chamberlain's balance is something that I really aspire to. It's this maintenance of authenticity while keeping the special parts of your life to yourself. Also, she's cool. Bless the tiny person I can only assume is sending me recommendations from the crevices of my phone. Out of the blue, the little guy slid Madeline Argy's first video on sexuality, relationships, and boundaries onto my homepage, which knocked my socks off. How could I have not heard of Madeline Argy before? What void did she emerge from? Better question, what void did I just emerge from to find Madeline Argy? Because I'm sure so many other people know about her. I digress. I admire her skill in communicating what she thinks about non-tangible topics in a way that is open, vulnerable, and true to herself. She treats the setting of her car as an idiosyncratic trait rather than a setback, and because of that, every time I see a thumbnail that's even remotely close to the interior of her car, I start preparing myself for an often perspective-shifting sit-down conversation. A one-sided conversation, because I can't talk to Madeline Argy, but a conversation still. How to be hot and confident taught me how to be hot and confident. To me, her advice worked, and in the end, that's the only opinion that matters. Mine. I walk around feeling myself a bit too much sometimes, but for me, that's become one of the only ways that I can project confidence. And I learned that through Madeline Argy's videos. I have to completely back myself in whatever I do. And that's an attitude that I'm trying to have towards this as well. I want to be confident about this because this is me creating and putting it out into the world. There's a backlog of her videos that I have yet to get to, and still she's someone that I can recommend to anyone. The right people will get what they need from her videos, and the wrong people will move on and miss out, but nonetheless move on. Vaguely knew her as the spokesperson for the Nick Wilde diehards prior to watching her videos, and eventually as the proud version, a pioneer. We are forever in her debt. Showing viewers around her room. Now I know Aisha Ray as the creator that ultimately put the camera in my palm and pushed me to babble incoherently to you. That alone is a testament to how special her presence online is. She's funny, not chuckle funny, but people giving you looks funny when you're at the Olive Garden by yourself and you just wanted to get a chicken parm, you want someone to have a conversation with, so you put Aisha Ray's videos on, and she starts talking about community college in the most hilarious way ever, and you just cannot hold it in.
Like I just said, nothing is
in that way. It's something that, again, I think you can tell I draw inspiration from, especially in my editing, even as something I'll never be able to achieve. Aisha Ray's allure, aside from her humor, is the flexibility of her uploads. How she manages to pull substantial depth from fruit-infused water or waiting room chairs, I'll never know. There's personal videos on there too, and what makes those great is their vlog-like style that's complemented by Aisha Ray's personality and quips. I'm extremely proud to say that Aisha Ray is a huge reason I started filming. Hannah K05's content is a departure from the three creators I spoke about prior, but is infused with the same authenticity as these other three. They were recommended to me a while ago, again by the little guy on my phone, with their cover of Everything Reminds Me of Her by Elliott Smith, who I listened to at the time only the slightest, but now listen to a lot more, and that's only really because of Hannah K. I think I listened to Say Yes, and a few others, but now I have a whole playlist dedicated to Elliott, which is a person I recommend to anyone who loves playing guitar, because his skill, it makes you want to pick up a guitar in the same way. When I tell you they busted out an intro that made me levitate not only up, but towards the guitar in the corner of my dorm, they played a nasty intro. And it seemingly comes out of nowhere, as if they decided, might as well put this up there, and prop the phone up and began recording, despite the fact that they mentioned they've been recording for the past 40 minutes at the beginning of the video. The light in the room works as a makeshift spotlight once those first few chords leak from their fingers, and for 2 minutes and 48 seconds you're in the room with them, listening to the sound of the guitar. I'm not going to rob you of hearing their rendition of Elliott Smith's song, so go listen yourself, but they have a plethora of different covers that are available for listening. I highly, highly recommend them. These four creators are some who called my attention to the lowercase phenomenon, but once I started writing this script, a bunch of other creators came to mind that, to me, present as wholly themselves. Thank you. Thank you to Anthpo, who recently left YouTube, for years of hilarious videos, all extremely creative. I have a lot of good things to say about you, but as for the thank you, there's nothing more to be said than just thank you. Anto's videos are creatively inspired and never make me want to click off and find something better, because the better is usually what I'm already watching. Also, the relationships that he displays on camera look to have depth outside of YouTube, which is a really beautiful thing to experience. I actually found Antho through 8illy, who is right up there next to Aisha Ray as to why I started filming. 8illy pushed me to make your ideas a reality with the resources you have, while making sure to be honest with your audience along the way. The vulnerability that 8illy puts in some of his videos is rare among people today, and I hope I can establish that same relationship with you. 8illy's personality explodes through his content too, impressive narrative content that has garnishes of artistic ability throughout. But enough praise. Now it's time to get to the problematic portions of 8illy and Anthpo's personalities. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I love you both so much. As a casual movie enjoyer, I like Karsten Rundquist's passion for talking about movies and pushing viewers to be more interested and intentional with their movie watching as to form their own opinions. Still, my own opinion will never stop me from clicking on his review of a movie I just saw or will be seeing. I want to say keep it up, but if I say keep it up, it sounds like I'm a dad talking to his child. So, wonderful job. That's not any better. I follow Chan on their social media and have watched ideas in their art proliferate to mine. My first ever digital piece attempted to follow their painting process and failed. But even now, when I need to fill up space, I find myself doing random little doodles or starbursts on the sides and corners of my pieces. Follow Chan on Instagram and you get real looks into their life. They use YouTube as a place to promote their art, yes, but also as a place to be themselves. I used to put their process videos on while I would draw, and even downloaded ones so that I could study and rewind and really understand their process while I was on a plane ride working on a piece. There's an airplane this time. Wait a second. Also, their thumbnails are killer. Check them out. Arlo has transformed the way I look at Cookie Monster forever. This creator is like the best friend you need when a game that you both mutually love is releasing. I genuinely get so excited when Arlo drops a video, and I know around the times he'll drop because of game trailers or game releases that are coming out. Recently, the sequel to Breath of the Wild came out. The days I spent, mind you, during finals week, where getting my hands on that game was all that I could think about. So many days like that, I'd wake up and be like, I can't wait to play this game. Go to bed thinking about the game, wake up thinking about the game. What made that easier was getting several uploads from Arlo about mechanics or speculation or hopes and wishes about the game. Even after the game released, I made my way back to his channel to watch his early impressions. I actually care about his opinion and dig how much passion he has about video games. And to convey all that with a puppet is actually insane. Clinically insane, like, not actually clinically insane, but clinically insane, like, as a better way to say insane. It's awesome. I really admire that. I'm a romantic, something I've been trying to change as far back as middle school, and I found myself consuming a lot of media that tries to help with that. I stumbled across Jazzy Ann's video, You Don't Need to Be in Love Right Now, and found myself watching a bona fide production. Jazzy Ann's editing and honesty are what make me a proud sub. Similar to Madeline Argy, Jazzy Ann has a professional way of communicating her beliefs and ideas that still manages to feel welcoming and casual. I highly recommend You Don't Need to Be in Love Right Now for the amount of crazy content that is in that video, especially the surprise towards the end. I also recommend the Northeast Island series for its attention to detail and artistry. She has a podcast too. Goodness, just plug everything. Plug it all. Plug all Jazzy Ann content. Last but not least, these two, both separately and as a pair, represent a joy I admire about life, about relationships, about anything. When I want to remind myself of what's possible in life with intentional work towards personal relationships, branding, and mindset, I put on a video from one of these two. Aside from their stellar content, their relationship is the highlight of their channel to me. To see two people similarly oriented and dedicated to creating, and to watch them navigate that journey together is amazing and really comforting. To them, you guys are awesome.
This one is named Reddy. She's the most adorable in the entire world. I don't do this. My boyfriend does this. He likes to go like this. Oh no, she got worms. Bro, he is kind of funny for that though.
I have a lot of love, as much love as you can have for someone that you don't actually know, but I have a lot of love in my heart for these creators because of what they've inspired in me and what I'm able to do because of their example. Say cheese. Just kidding, it's a video. I'm back and better than ever. I have acquired a new power-up in the form of this mic. It's on loan from my dad currently, but I'm really excited about it because I can use it to get new angles. It's going to be a game changer. If the content was here, then believe it or not, the content's going to go up. It's going to go up. I know it doesn't seem like it can go up from here, but it's going to go up and it's going to be crazy. Next video, prepare yourself for that. But as for now, I have this new little guy, and it's crazy because I can change angles and be over here, which is awesome. It's great. I just ate the mic. Hello, my name is Tata. I live with John. We sublet an apartment, a little crazy at times, and he talks to his camera, which is actually insane. Sorry, could you repeat that for me? I said he talks to his camera, which is actually pretty insane. I don't really see what's wrong with talking to the camera. Upon reflection, this video isn't just an examination of a trend, but an appreciation for the people who take part in this trend, and by extension feel authentically, completely, and wholly themselves. I think it's appropriate for this to be my first video on the platform, because that authenticity is something that I want to achieve for myself. I want YouTube to be a place that I can really put my creations that I've put heart into, because I think that's a very scary thing to do, and it's a hard thing to find in this age, somewhere that you can comfortably express yourself and put these things out there for other people to see. But I think that YouTube can be one of those places for me. Will it? I don't know. But I'm here. I'm starting. This is where I plug. I don't have anything to plug. What do I plug? Connor? Watch this. Ready? Ooh, so smooth. Let's see if I can do the other way. Ready? No, let's go the other way.